Lawrence Bates here with your Real America's Voice Newsbreak. Thanks so much for being here with us. The government shutdown continues, meaning today is the first day many federal workers won't be getting a paycheck at all. We're talking about zilch, nothing. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy putting that fact into perspective and the impact it's having at airports across the country.
I've asked our controllers, please show up for work. And those who do show up for work, I thank them. They're great American patriots who come to work every single day knowing that they don't have a paycheck going into their bank account, even though they're providing critical services to the American economy.
Secretary Duffy says it's safe to fly, but he warns the government shutdown could cause significant flight delays as it drags on. New York Attorney General Letitia James pleads not guilty to 2 felony charges of bank fraud and making false statements to a financial institution. She was arraigned in a Norfolk, Virginia courtroom this morning. The charges stem from her 2020 purchase of a home there in Norfolk, Virginia. Prosecutors say she misled a bank about the nature of the home in order to obtain more favorable loan conditions. She argues she is the victim of political prosecution.
This is not about me. This is about all of us, and about a justice system which has been weaponized, a justice system which has been used as a tool of revenge. This justice system which has been used as a tool of revenge and a weapon against those individuals who simply did their job and who stood up for the rule of law.
James is facing charges similar to the one she brought against President Trump in a New York civil case. The case against her, however, is a criminal case. By the way, she did win more than $350 million in an award in her case against President Trump. Well, we've been talking about it all day. The FBI has busted a major gambling ring leading to the arrest of high-profile NBA coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat player Terry Rozier. Both men were arrested and are now facing their trials. That's a quick check of your forecast. Oh, yeah, that's a quick check of your news. Let me
turn to where tyranny dies and wisdom lives. The Charlie Kirk Show.
All right, welcome back to the Charlie Kirk Show. Andrew Kolvet with Tyler Boyer here. I'm going to read some of your emails, then we're going to get to our next person, which is going to be Elizabeth. So if you're Elizabeth, get ready to go. But I'm going to read some of your emails. We're getting flooded by emails about halftime show and boomers. Those seem to be the two themes right now. Cinda says Harrison Butker will not be available for the Super Bowl halftime show. That is very wishful thinking, but I appreciate that, as he will be playing. But how about miking him up? Interesting idea. Creed from Tawny. Even if you need to hire artists that cover Creed songs, this needs to happen. Whole Creed Thanksgiving set recreated. Flying in the air and all. Big, big, big. Thank you, Tawny. We are in touch with Scott from Creed. I will say that much. April says, I have a suggestion for Charlie's halftime show. Stryper. I'm sure Michael Sweet would love to be a part of this. Love you guys. Miss Charlie, but you guys are doing such a great job. I would love to hear a little bit about how you all met Charlie. Oh, man. Real quick, you want to give yours?
I've been through it a bunch of times, so people can. I'll give you the. Yeah. I'll give you the opportunity because I don't think people have really heard your story.
Well, we were talking about. I'm really sad about this. I can't. It's like I have so many Charlie memories. I can't fully place the first one. I remember the first phone call, and I think the first time I met Charlie was when he traveled through Los Angeles because I was actually working in LA at the time, and I think we met at this hotel, like at a restaurant. I think. But anyways, one of the guys I was working with met him at an event in Florida, and I was working at an agency, a communication shop, and I ended up, I don't know what it was, actually. It does stand out for this reason because the guy I was working with said, hey, you should pursue him to become, to make Turning Point a client because I was part of an agency at the time. And I just kind of doggedly kept emailing and being like, hey. And he's like, no, not yet. We don't need this yet. We don't need this yet. And then eventually he's like, hey, I'm going to be in LA, I think is what I thought about this. Because Tyler and I actually talked about this last night. And I never did that with anybody. And you got to remember, Charlie was like way smaller than he became. I think he had like a couple 100,000 followers on Twitter.
Yeah, we had, I mean, it was still super, very, very early.
I just got really dogged about pursuing Charlie. And I just kept emailing him. He's like, okay. And he called me, and then he's like, let's meet in LA. I'm going to be there like next week. I think that's how it happened. And then the rest is history. And we just kept it going, kept building. Janet says, no whining and complaining. This boomer loves you. I am super thankful for Charlie and the whole TPUSA team. You rock. Boomers at No Kings is from Alexander. Some of these boomers attending the rallies are probably retired and doing this for extra income. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Oh my gosh, there's so many good one. This is Jenny, says a true Christian must take a biblical stand for truth and morals. Too many people don't understand the importance of speaking up. You cannot be lukewarm and be a follower of Christ. I totally agree. So let's get to Elizabeth here. Elizabeth, please unmute yourself. Welcome to the Charlie Kirk Show.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Of course.
Also, one more thing before I begin. The shame segment, you need to make that weekly. It's the best thing ever.
We will. Don't worry. But I like when Mikey's here. Did we just do it? Did you just do it? Did I miss it? Oh, okay. Mikey, it was Mikey's idea, I think, and Danny's, and maybe Daisy had something to do with it too. But I love it. And so Mikey is traveling this week, and but we will be doing that often. So thank you.
Awesome. So my question, or maybe more of a comment, is this. New York City mayoral race, they had a primary. Cuomo lost in the primary. Cuomo has no business being in there. He murdered 15,000 senior citizens in the nursing homes. He should be in prison for mass murder, along with a few other governors in the blue states. But I can defend Sliwa. Everybody was pretending to work at McDonald's. Donald Trump went to work at a McDonald's on his campaign, and Curtis Sliwa as actually a McDonald's manager in 1979. And the reason he started Guardians Angels was because the city was a complete crime-ridden disaster. He organized groups of people to monitor the subways in groups of 8. He actually became an international organization. Mario Cuomo actually endorsed his work back in the late 80s when it was still under Dinkins. Yeah. So he has been able to build coalitions. He has been able to build his organization into something international. He hasn't murdered 15,000 people. He's not a communist. And the biggest lesson we can learn here is voting blue, no matter who, got you the Democratic Socialist Party who are communists. So if they want to save the city, you need to vote Republican.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with your critiques of Andrew Cuomo at all. I think he's done a terrible job trying to convince Republicans why they should even consider voting for him. And I mean, that is the trick, right? And so you've got 3 players here. Mamdani is winning with immigrants. He is at 46%-ish, maybe even higher. He is a slick talker, and people are just trying to figure out how are you going to keep this communist from becoming the mayor of one of the most important cities in the world and the financial capital of the West, really, that along with London. And so I get why people are confused on this, because they look at Sliwa, he's got 15%, Cuomo's got 33%. So they're just kind of like, hey, who can win? Can anybody win? And the fact that Cuomo is not going to completely destroy the financial system, he's not good. I don't agree with him. And you're totally right. He handled COVID terribly, and a lot of elderly people died as a result of that. Would it classify as murder? I have to look into the details there. I'm a little foggy on remembering, but yeah, a lot of people believe that it was murder.
Details. He was told, "Don't do it,"
and he did.
Thousands of people will die. He wrote a bill that you can't sue the nursing homes, and then they put the COVID positive patients into the nursing homes. Then they lied about the numbers, and they didn't admit to what they did until about June. And don't forget, he was writing a book for $5 million while he was doing all this.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree. Cuomo also has a big rap sheet when it comes to sexual assault. And Sliwa keeps, I mean, in the first debate, at least, Sliwa spent most of his time attacking Andrew Cuomo. And, you know, I kind of kept going like, well, you guys both need to take Mamdani down if you're going to get any progress here. But I totally agree. Cuomo has not given enough of a sales pitch to conservatives. He's given them nothing. I sort of understand the conundrum. There's folks online like Mike Cernovich who completely agree with you and are basically saying, I'm never voting for that Democrat. He's never done anything for me. He's never done anything for conservatives. I think the best argument for Cuomo's position is that he's not Mamdani. That is literally the best sales point. And Mamdani is going to be, I mean, he's going to destroy that city in many ways. And the question is then going to become, can the city ever recover? And
yes, it can. And I'll tell you how.
Okay.
If we somehow manage to pull a city rally win in New Jersey, hopefully that momentum can go into next year and we can get a Republican governor. A Republican governor can remove the New York City mayor. It takes some wiggle waggling and some legal, but it can be done.
I mean, good luck in a state that's controlled. I mean, yeah, you might have the governor's mansion, but you're not necessarily going to have anything else besides that. And so it's always going to be tricky. I mean, if you don't have the legislature and you don't have the judges, and I mean, you don't have the city councils.
They don't need the legislature. They can do it themselves. They just need to go through a legal process.
All right. Well, I mean, that's interesting. You know more about that than I do. It sounds like you're a proud New Yorker, or maybe you're in Jersey. I don't know. Where are you based, Adam?
I would say I'm a New Yorker, but not proud. And I would also, he murdered my dad in his nursing home. We were denied funerals. We were denied goodbyes.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. They did the same exact thing in Pennsylvania. Remember that Rachel Levine, Admiral Health official in the federal, the transvestite?
Yeah, Dick.
You know
Dick
that
Levine?
they did the same thing in Pennsylvania. Yeah, Dick Levine took his mother out of the nursing home and put her in a hotel the day before they put COVID positive patients in nursing homes there. And their death toll was something like 9,000. This went across 4 states of mass murder. The DOJ really needs to do something about this.
I love that you're getting into this and you're reminding us of it, Elizabeth, because there are so many things that happened during COVID that are wrong morally on so many levels, and they probably are wrong legally. And so, listen, I would love for Sliwa to win. I don't think he's necessarily a very compelling candidate when it comes to speaking and just galvanizing people. He's polling really low. I wish
Donald
the best
Trump
for
can
New
send
York.
Andrew Giuliani there to help him.
Well, good. No, and I wish for the best for Sliwa. He's certainly the best choice of the 3. Godspeed to our friends in New York, but something's got to give, or you got Mamdani. That's the choice. That's the truth. Yeah. Thank you so much. We've got to go to David. David next. David, are you there? There you are.
Yes, I am here. Thank you very much for doing what you're doing. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
We're in Southern California, and we, piggybacking off what the other lady was saying, our legislature does not listen to the people, and we're trying to figure out how to remove our legislature and educate our masses in California.
Well, you got that Prop 50 going on in California too.
Yes.
Which, they're trying to redraw the lines to basically fight Texas and maybe Indiana, although Indiana is a whole other story. And
which has nothing to do with Texas. We have nothing to do with Texas.
Of course, but yeah, that's their justification that they're doing it because we're tyrants and we're trying to redistrict midstream in between census. But by the way, the census was completely botched, which is it was a whole other. I mean, it's a completely rigged census during COVID. It is illegitimate and should be redrawn. And we would get like 10 to 12, maybe even more congressional seats.
I was just reviewing the numbers. I want to make this super, super clear for everyone. I was just reviewing the numbers this morning. The latest projections are that the Democrats are going to probably lose upwards of 15, 16 seats in Congress.
If we redid the census.
In the next census. So redoing the census earlier means that they're going to lose at least almost a majority of those. So because what Andrew just said is exactly right. The census in 2020 was so manipulated, so botched, so intentionally drugged. Nobody was paying attention. Everyone was running around like chickens with their heads cut off because of COVID, worried about their family. Like this poor lady that just got off the phone with us that she was losing her family members that they couldn't even let her see.
She couldn't say goodbye to
Nobody was paying attention to these leftist operators who were trying to manipulate the congressional apportionment this is really bad for Democrats. And so they have to almost do this right now in California to try to get ahead of how bad it's going to be ahead of 2030.
We're going to keep this going in the break really quick here. I'm sorry, David, we'll keep going with you in the break. Just hang tight. And I gotta tell you about Alan Jackson, the Culture and Christianity podcast. What makes this podcast so amazing is that they take real issues, whether that's gender confusion, abortions, issues in the church, all of those kinds of things. And then they apply biblical principles to it. And the great Alan Jackson does that, and he'll bring in an expert on a specific topic, and they will give you solutions for how you can be part of changing things for the better in your culture, in our country. And so you want to check out Alan Jackson, the Culture and Christianity podcast. You can also learn more about Alan Jackson's own ministry at allenjackson.com. That's ALLEN Jackson.com. ALLEN Jackson.com. And that's where you need to go. Alan Jackson, good man. He's been he'll text me prayers, Bible verses. That's the kind of person he is. He's just been taking a super keen interest in us and the show and Turning Point after everything that happened with Charlie. That's the kind of man he is. So you're going to want to check out his podcast. Please do it. The Culture and Christianity podcast, available where podcasts are at anywhere you get your podcast. We'll be right back.